Welcome back, YouTube. Today we have eye of round roast, and often the fat cap is cut off. Here we see that it has a little bit of a fat cap, so that's good for me. That will help with the cooking and keep it a little bit softer. So the eye of round is the middle of the round, and so we have the top or outer round, and we have the bottom or inner round, which are the inside and outside of the top of the leg muscle on the cow. And inside that is the eye, or the center is the eye of round. And so most of the rounds are very tough, and you'll see that I cook those in an Instapot. And I do that because I want to, soften the meat up. But this, the eye of round, is very lean, but relatively tender compared to the top and bottom round. So I'm not going to Instapot this. For a rare change with the roast, I'm going to slow cook it in the oven. And so I've set my oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to cook this for about an hour and a half. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it and throw it in. A lot of people like to, do high heat on the outside and get a crispy crust, and they think that's really nice, especially if they season it. As you're aware, I don't season anything. I don't add anything to this, so I don't want to crisp up the outside. I like it tender all the way around, all the way through, and the fat cap will help me with that a little bit anyway. So what am I going to do here? Like I said, well, I'm just going to wrap this, and I'm going to throw it in the oven at 250 for probably about an hour. The big thing that I want to watch for is I don't want to overcook it, because if you overcook it, it's going to be, well, too tough. So I don't want to overcook this at all. I'm going to check the temperature multiple times, starting at about an hour, and then based on what the temperature is at. I'm gonna get the temperature to 120-ish Fahrenheit on the inside. And by the way, I've already kind of started letting it cook because I left it out long enough that it's come back to room temperature. And that's just so that it's kind of already starting to heat up a little bit without having to throw it in the oven. So very simple. I'm gonna throw this in the oven. I'm gonna check the internal temperature numerous times. When it gets to 125, I'll take it out, and I'll show you then what it looks like and what we're going to be doing with it. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Going to be delicious, very lean, but yet not very tough cut. All right, we'll come back and welcome back, YouTube. So I had the eye of round roast in there for, it ended up being more like closer to 2 hours, but you can see I poked and I checked the temperature, and we got up to an internal temperature of 125. So here's what it looks like. Now, let's just take a quick look inside, and I'll cut it up into thin slices later, but let's just take a look and just see how it looks when it should be relatively rare. There we go, and there is our eye of round. So when I cut this here, I'm just gonna take it right off the foil. When I cut this up here, I'm gonna cut it into thin slices, as thin as possible, and that's to help, oh, that's not gonna come off. All right, I'll leave that there for now. Cut it into as thin slices as possible for eating. And this is going to be delicious. The internal temperature got to 125 Fahrenheit, which is plenty, and you can see just how thin I'm going to be cutting it. Nice and thin. So, take me a little while to cut it up, but here's a slice of my roast. Just seeing if it wasn't too hot. It's not too hot. Perfect. And it's not chewy at all. It's quite soft and tender, and this is going to be delicious. All right, guys. So, like I said, cut it up into thin slices when you cut it up, and it's good to go. You can see the blood still coming out of it, so not overdone at all. All right, that's it. Thanks. I'm gonna have some of this for my breakfast. Bye for now.